Um, Now to the Mammy issue. And let me pull up something. And the purpose why I'm saying about Mammy, because I'm noticing now a lot of people that's attacking a lot of female content creators and calling them all sorts of names that you're a Mammy because you love and respect and pander to black men. And not just black men, but men that is respectful to them in the community. And hell, we can go even far. Most women just want to love and respect men because that's in their nature, and they love and respect black men. Why would another female that is black want to bash or shame another black woman because she loves and respects black men in its entirety? I just don't get it. Well, actually, I do get it. Because their purpose is to sit there to demonize the next woman that, by default, some can't even keep a man. Hell, if they're lucky, even get a man, depending on how they look, how they carry themselves, and their attitude. That's how I see fit. So, and make sure those who watching, if I'm bargaining in and out, please let me know. I'm not going to switch other devices for this. So I'm going to try to be slow and coerce in my words. Let's look into the definition of a mammy. And remember, reading is caring, which a lot of black people, especially black females, don't understand. When you don't read and understand the definition of words, you're going to sound stupid trying to redefine it. Right here, I'm looking at the term, and let's hit the word mammy. Mammy. It is a formerly in the southern USA, a black woman engaged as a nurse to white children or as a servant to a white family. That is one definition term. As I go straight down, it says that uses notes. At the time of the Civil War and into the 20th century, the Southern Mammy was characterized as being strong, kind, and loyal, but her image was also that of an overweight, unattractive, and often illiterate household slave. This reinforced racial stereotypes of inferiority and servitude. That's another note. I go down. And remember, I'm just going for definition and historical things. So I'm just going to give out all the terms and terminologies. And there's different historical terminologies. Just then, Mary puts her head in at the door to say, "May Leah, yo mommy, call you." Now, these are all Southern Old English terms, usually mostly American terminologies. What else? Let's go down. And it goes again, another definition, which is a British dictionary definition of the term mammy. The one I read earlier was just the original term, US definition of mammy. Now, what's the British term, dictionary definition of mammy? It says the same thing. Mainly a southern US, a black woman employed as a nurse, a servant to a white family. And here, it looks like there is a timetable, world origin of the history of mammy. 1520s, diminutive of man, see mammy. Mammy, or the meaning, black women having the care of white children, is by 1837, Southern USA dialect variant of the mammy. Now, this is one site, definition of the term mammy. Let's go back. Let's see if there's any more definitions. Oh, I forgot one person. Oh, damn it. Okay. Hold on, I just forgot somebody. Now that it just came to my mind. 1 second. Let me continue. Okay, as I scroll down, there's an Urban Dictionary of mammy. Let's see what it says here. And it goes to again, Mammy, a black woman depicted by Ritu Homely and Matt Torney. I don't know if that's how they pronounce it. The Mammy is a archetype portraying a domestic servant of African descent who is generally good-natured, often overweight. It's often, not always overweight. There's a difference. And loud. A stereotypical Mammy is portrayed an obstinate servant or acting in a protective of an interest of whites, or was a serve or acting in a protective of the interest of whites. Although the word Mammy is a vibrant of mother and was common in North America, it is now rarely used as a typical considered an ethnic slur. In part of the UK, however, Mammy is still widely used as a synonym for mother by young people without any racial connotation. They go down. Mammy, again, and remember, I'm just breaking down terminology of the words, so I want you to follow me here. The term has evolved quite drastically from the late 19th century and early 20th century, when the term was used to describe a black woman in a dominant white household that took care of the children and housework to create better life for her own children. However, this presented time is used to describe a unified, lazy, uncaring, wannabe, growth, irresponsible, and unruly mother. Okay, so let's go down. And there's different terminologies that you use the word Mammy in sentences. So let's go back. And let's go further down. And there's a Mammy archetype on Wikipedia. And there's a picture always of a woman, and I think this is dealing with the typical Mammy they always show. Oh, and there's the historical part of Mammy. Let us read. One of the earliest fictional versions of a Mammy figure is Auntie Cleo in Harriet Beecher Stone's Uncle Tom's Cabin, which was the first published in 1852. As the Mammy figure progresses into the 20th century, the persona changed over time into perhaps the mythology. Memoirs that describe the role of Mammys from the 1890s to 1920s downplay the Mammy relationship with her family. The background of Mammy figures was the history of slavery in the United States. African-American female slaves were tasked with the duties of domestic works in white American households. Their duties include preparing meals, cleaning homes, nursing, rearing their owner's children. Out of these circumstances arose the image of the Mammy. While orienting the slave period, the Mammy figure rose to prominence during the Reconstruction era. In the southern United States, the Mammy played a role in historical revisionist efforts and reinterpret and legitimacy their legacy of chattel slavery and racial oppression. The Mammy image endures there to the 20th century. In 1923, and United Daughters of the Confederate proposed a erection of the Mammy statue of the National Mall. The proposal statue would be dedicated to the Black Mammy of the South. Historically, the Mammy figure is questionable. Historic accounts point to the identity of most female domestic servants as teenagers and young adults, not grandmotherly type such as the Mammy Melissa Perry. As argued, the Mammy was a creation of the imagination of the white supremacists, which re-imaged the powerlessness, coercing slave girl as soothing, comfortable, and consenting women. In 1981, Anna, Warble, included the Mammy in the myth series along other mythologies and folklore characters such as Santa Claus, Mickey Mouse, Superman. Damn, I didn't know Superman had Mammy. Ain't that something? Racist ass comic book. And Mammy, A Century of Race, Gender, and Southern Memoirs in 2008, Kimberly Wallace Sanders argued that the Mammy stereotype attributes points to the source of the inspiration, a long-lasting and troubled marriage of racial and gender, I think is essentialism, mythology, and Southern Gnostics. I think that's how they pronounce it. The romanticism of the Mammy image survived in the popular imagination of the modern United States. Conter Walker Burns, a licensed psychologist, argued that the political correctness has led to the Mammy figure being less prevalent in the 21st century culture, but the Mammy archetype still influenced the portrayal of African American women in fiction as good caretakers, nursing, selfless, strong, and supportive to the supporting character to white patriarchy of protagonism. She cites as example Miranda Bailey, Mercedes Jones, and Ivy Wentz, or what they call Once. And they go even further. The Mammy was usually portrayed as an older woman, overweight, dark-skinned. She was an idolized figure of a caregiver, admirable, loyal, material, non-threatening, obedient, and submissive. Now, stop right there. Let me read that again. She was idolized figure of a caregiver, animal, loyal, material, non-threatening, obedient, and submissive. Now that says a lot. I hear a lot of these black females, either in chat rooms and possibly some panels. Let me go back to my screen. I see a lot of them. They sit there and they portray the average black female that loves and respects her own race, especially her men, and call that word. To me, it sounds very dumb, and they sound very, not only uneducated, but stupid. To not even, and this is my problem with our people. They use words a lot of times loosely, and they go around and sit there and feel they could redefine what the word is to their student. But no, in a world of logic, reason, especially where people can pick up a fucking book, you're not the creator of the word. Much as you don't have the right to sit there, redefine, re-engineer the word to make it seem fit to you. Much less if you really sit there, not only pick up a basic book or pick up a dictionary, you can find it in old movies. And the black females, or I said the actual real black women today that sit there still respect and love black men, they don't even fit the characteristics of that Mammy role that a lot of y'all females like to keep using loosely. And I can tell every day that when women use words like this, and when a person asks them a logical question, what's the definition of a Mammy? They sit there and get quiet. Hell, sometimes they get belligerent and get loud with you to show their arrogance and stupidity. And to me, anytime when I hear it, any man, now I'm telling most men that's listening to this broadcast, you better start saying something to these stupid chicks, especially in front of women that sit there and love and respect black men. Because it's going to come to a point that, to show real high esteem, respect has to be given due. And a lot of these women that still respect and love brothers, they should not even waste their time to even express some of these dumb chicks that sit there calling that some word. Nor the sisters can defend themselves. I know that. But I think it's right for Kerry that, anytime we hear stupidity, we should step up as men, to really sit there and address that and ask the question. Because the only how you going to sit there and use a word to another sister, and you're right, and your state of mind don't even know what the definition of the word Mammy is. Yeah. And then you're going to feel that you're doing something, calling somebody a word that you don't even know the simple definition of it. and then come on and say that we could sit there re-engineer it to find the word that we see fit. No, dummy. You sound stupid. You sound dumb. I would tell you, say, yo, go over there. Matter of fact, just go ahead and read this. So if I have any female guests on my panel and I find any woman using the word and calling somebody here a mammy, my question is, if I give you the word, the definition, and what the definition is, much as ask what definition, you can't give me a proper answer, you'll see the boot. All right? So let me continue reading. Yeah, that's nothing. All right, let me continue reading the definition. Where was I? Okay. Unoccasionally, the mammy was often depicted as a sassy woman. She was devoted to her owner, employer, and her primary goal in life was to care for their needs. Some portray had the mammy have a family of her own, but her caregiver duties will always come first, leading to the mammy being portrayed as a neglectful parent or grandparent. And while the mammy was devoted to her white family, she often treats her own family poorly. Moreover, she had no black friends. Well, that's simply true because, I'm not sure a lot of these females that are swirlers nowadays or a lot of actual friends. And most of them they don't, because most of the time when you find a swirler out here, people, they cannot swirl in peace, whether it's a black male swirling with a non-black female or a black female swirling with a non-black man. They can't be comfortable in the skin they're in, much less be comfortable that they jumped ship and left the so-called community. And neglect grandparent. Okay. Melissa Harry Perry described. I'm sure I'm on the right. Yeah, okay, I'm right. Describes the relation between Mammy and other African Americans in sister citizen shame stereotypes in Black women in America in 2011 by summarizing the Mammy was not a protector or defender of Black children or the community. She represents a material ideal, but not in caring of her own children. Her love, denoting advice, correction, and supervision was reserved exclusively for white women and children. This stereotype contrasts with the Jezebel stereotype, which is another definition which I might look into later, which depicts younger African-American women and convincing and promiscuity. The Mammy was occasionally depicted as a religious woman, and more often than not, the Mammy was an asexual figure, devoid of a personal desire that might tempt her to sin. This helps the Mammy serve as both confinement and moral guide to her young charge, capable of keeping them in line. Kimberly Wallace Sanders includes other characteristics of the Mammy and Mammy. Eccentric Memoirs of 2008, a large dark body around a smile family, a round smile face, a deeply sonorous and effortless smooth voice, rambunctious laugh, and her personal attributes include infinite patience, self-depreciating wits and impotence, understanding and acceptance of her own inferiority, and her own devotion to whiteness. The Mammy was also large-breasted, desexualized, and potentially hostile towards men. Many of those characteristics were denied to African-American female slaves, but were generally attributed to the men. And I quote, that part is the end of the little characteristics. And there's more into it, but and let me go back. Let's see. Yeah. So let me see if there's anything else on here. So going back. And there's a Cambridge definition. Let me look what Cambridge said about definition of Mammy. Okay. And it says again, the Cambridge definition, many used as Irish English child word mother, is used as an offense, old-fashioned, a black woman whose job is to take care of white children. And that's the Cambridge dictionary. Go down. And there's an Oxford dictionary, so let's look in Oxford. Yeah, it says the same thing. So we go back. And one more definition on here. See if it says the same thing or different. Okay, so go down. And on and then the other it deals with the movie Mammy and some pictures. And we all see the pictures of the Mammy, but I think most people get the point.
And a recap to the word Mammy, and my conclusion is that I find a lot of, I would say, either uneducated, but really stupid, arrogant females, particularly our sisters that use the word uselessly, have no real knowledge or definition of the word it is. You can't be so-called high educated or have these degrees or whatever background education you have, use a word and call another sister Mammy, and you have no understanding of the definition of the term, what the Mammy is. And really the Mammy is a black woman that serves black women to the white man. So for people to understand and know, before you come out here and use any word or the term Mammy to another sister, make sure you at least be astute and do your research and do basic study or look at dictionary the word. All right. And for people to like this channel, I will say this: comment, subscribe, and like the video, and be subscribed with Chaos Reign. Thank you for listening, and let the chaos